gentlemen, now we are going to start our technical session. There are 4 different themes for the technical session. First is stress, its effect on plants and animals. Drug, its role in stress resilience. Factor influencing work stress. And the last one is stress management during patient care at hospital.
Stop focusing on how stressed you are and remember how blessed you are. So ladies and gentlemen, let me take opportunity to introduce with our eminent personalities of this technical session. We will have our chairperson for this technical session, Professor Mikao Nomura sir. Along with this, we have our eminent judges for this session, Dr. Abhishek Sharma sir. And after some moment, we will also have another judges for this session, Dr. Mohit Gupta sir and Professor E.V. Girish sir. So let's start this technical session by inviting our chairperson, Professor Mikao Nomura sir, and our eminent judge, Dr. Abhishek Sharma sir, to please come up on the stage to take their seats. Please welcome Professor Mikao Nomura sir and Dr. Abhishek Sharma sir on the stage with a huge round of applause.
Now the moment has come to add a golden feather in the hat of success. We are going to invite selected young researchers for the oral presentation. They will be getting 8 minutes each to showcase their research and discoveries. 2 minutes extra will be given for question-answer round. So first of all, I would like to invite Yogita Solanki from Kanodia College. Please welcome her with a huge round of applause. I apologize. The first competitor is Anshul Madan from Kanodia College. Please welcome her with a huge round of applause.
On earth, there is nothing great but man. In man, there is nothing great but mind. It's well said by Sir William Hamilton. Namaskar, I'm Anshul from Kanodia PG Mahila Mahavidyalaya, and today we're going to discuss broadly about work, stress, how and what it is, the myths about meditation, a way of meditation that's mindful meditation, and certain researches which are done on meditation. We all of us have been in some or the other kind of a work atmosphere. And with work, I mean the area which occupies us. It could be a working professional or it could be the students as we all are here. The basic feature that work gets us is a major amount of occupancy. हम सभी जानते हैं कि हम अपने अपने एरियाज़ में कितने occupied feel करते हैं और सिर्फ occupancy ही नहीं, we are faced with a hell lot of competition, because competition in getting the edge over the other, ये हमें मिलता है. दूसरी बात, जब हम बाहर जाते हैं काम करने, हमारे पास बहुत कम स्कोप होता है आर्ग्यूमेंट का. We cannot argue because there is a different set hierarchy over it. We cannot also argue or agree to disobey the other senior hierarchy. We are forced for the obedience. So this is what the work environment provides us. We have a very limited scope, and there is a no definite period of engagement. हमें सबको पता है कि जब हम काम करने के लिए बाहर जाते हैं, we have a lot of occupancy, क्योंकि जॉब्स अवेलेबिलिटी कम है, हमें ये नहीं पता कि हमें कितने टाइम तक सर्वाइव करना पड़ेगा. सो विच मीन्स दैट अगर हमें सस्टेन करना है, if we are to meet the stressed environment, the work daily requirements, we are listed with certain requirements which we need while we work. To list a certain ones, we need to be mentally elastic. हमें सबको mentally elasticity चाहिए होती है, हमें stretchable mindset चाहिए एक जगह accommodate करने के लिए, एक जगह adjust करने के लिए. Then we have to maintain a team spirit while we work. A standalone person cannot go so far, but if you want to go really far, we have to have the team along with it. So the team spirit is very essential. Then there's certain set of skills which are required. अगर हमारे पास वो skill set नहीं है, हम compete नहीं कर सकते, हम काम नहीं कर सकते. लेकिन along with just having the skill set is not sufficient. We also need a quick decision making ability. So for decision making, we need to have a very high attention. All this can lead to a little anger in ourselves. So the anger management, again, गुस्सा तो हमको सबको second nature आता है. So we need to manage our anger. So anger management again comes up as a very important tool which we need to address while we are at work, at any work environment. Then we have to have the ability to handle our own stress. हम सबके पास अपने baskets हैं tension के. We do not have the time or efficiency कि हम दूसरे के tensions को लेके अपने पास में entertain करेंगे. We need to have that capacity to handle our own stress. So that is a kind of requirement in the already stressed environment that we are required to have. This set of requirements will need us to perform efficiently in that atmosphere. Finally, the much known word stress. Stress, what impact does it have? Now finally, when we are actually into the work environment, we know we cannot go, we tend to face it. And what is it affecting us? वो हमारी motivation level down लेके आता है. The first thing is that goes down is the motivation. Then we have that poor decision making ability. Decisions हम नहीं ले पाते because we are already stressed. So that is the good impact that stress can have on either of us. Then there is a loss of creativity. हम competition में बहुत ज़्यादा फंस जाते हैं. We need to have an edge. Creativity gets lost. So again we feel stressed. And on the roadside, what we feel, a stressed person will come across so many accidents. So another reason for good number of road accidents happening here are stressed. And what happens basically is the frustrations which keep penting up. So they will add up gradually to the stress level that we have every time. As very well said by Carl Sagan, science is more than a body of knowledge. It is a way of thinking, a way of skeptically interrogating with the universe. Science सिर्फ एक सब्जेक्ट या साइंस सिर्फ एक नॉलेज या इंफॉर्मेशन या टेक्निकल नहीं है. Science is a way of meeting the daily stress. That is how we come across with the good terms of meditation. Meditation is not new. हमारी भागवत गीता अध्याय 6 श्लोक 13 श्री कृष्ण कहते हैं अर्जुन को कि माना मन चंचल है लेकिन अभ्यास से इसे काबू में लाया जा सकता है. The Buddha was once asked, "Are you God?" He said, "No." "Are you a saint?" He said, "No." "Then who are you?" The Buddha said, "I am a mindful human being." When we come across the term mindful, we know that it's synonymous to meditation. Talking about meditation, meditation is per se no wonder. It is not a mystery, it is not a magic. Meditation simply एक practice है हमारे mind की practice जो हमें aware कराती है किसी भी mental process के जो हमारे दिमाग में चल रहा है. Neurosciences have proved that साइंस के साथ जब हम अपने दिमाग की अवेयरनेस के साथ में रहते हैं उसे हम मेडिटेशन कहते हैं. सो इट इज़ ऑल अबाउट ट्रेनिंग योर माइंड. इट हैज़ बीन पुट एज इट इज़ अ फैमिली ऑफ मेंटल ट्रेनिंग प्रैक्टिसेस that are designed to familiarize the practitioner with a specific type of mental processes. And since we know meditation is not new, हमारे प्राचीन काल से मेडिटेशन को अलग अलग नामों से जाना जाता है, अलग अलग भाषाओं में जाना जाता है. ध्यान हिंदी में, हमारी पाली भाषा में इसे भावना कहते हैं, और ये पुरातन काल से चलता आ रहा है. स्वामी विवेकानंद एक काफ़ी बेहतरीन एग्जाम्पल रहे हैं मेडिटेशन के. This is stuck. Thank you. So coming back to the process, what in terms of a process of meditation can we call? हम meditation कहते किसे हैं? जैसे अभी हमने बात की थी कि meditation एक mental practice है. अब इस practice में क्या करते हैं? Generally there are different forms of meditations, but the one in which we say that this is scientifically proven, we have a number of scientific research has been done. Meditation needs anchoring of your breath. You need to gradually come back to your breath every time. लेकिन इस प्रोसेस के साथ में हमें ये पता चलता है कि हम सिचुएशन को अवेयर रहते हुए दूर से देख के एक गैप भी ला सकते हैं स्टिमुलस और रिस्पॉन्स के बीच में. दैट इज़ द ट्रेनिंग ऑफ अ माइंड इन विच वी नॉट फोर्स्ड टू जंप इन टू द कंक्लूजन्स और रिएक्ट. And then the most important fundamental basic of meditation is meta attention. Meta attention होती है attention के ऊपर attention. जब हम ध्यान दे रहे हैं breath पे, most of us will come across a situation where we do not have a focus kept. तो हम उस attention को waver होने का जब हमें ध्यान आता है, that is called meta attention. So this is again practiced in meditation. But there are several myths which are associated with it कि meditation क्या है. मेडिटेशन डेफिनेटली ट्रेडिशनल है, लेकिन ये किसी भी एक पर्टिकुलर रिलीजन या सेक्ट को बाउंड नहीं है. ये कॉम्प्लेक्स बिल्कुल नहीं है. इट इज़ ओनली अ प्रैक्टिस टेकिंग ओनली अ फ्यू मिनट्स ऑफ अ डे इफ टेकन इनटू रेगुलर प्रैक्टिस. एंड मेडिटेशन इज़ नॉट योगा. अकॉर्डिंग टू पतंजलि इट इज़ अ पार्ट. योगा कैन बी कंसिडर्ड अ पार्ट ऑफ मेडिटेशन, लेकिन मेडिटेशन योगा नहीं है. इट इज़ अ मेंटल एक्सरसाइज दो. वी डी नॉट सिट इन अ डिफाइंड पोजिशन. We can meditate while walking, while sitting, while eating, while talking, while doing any kind of an activity that we do every day. तो meditation बहुत ही flexible सा training है जो अगर हम equipped हो जाते हैं, we can lead a very blissful life. इसमें particular diet regime नहीं है. However, Vipassana says हमें meat and we need to be away from alcoholic beverages. But again, it's a flexi thing. So that's the scientific part. Once we meditate, we live a better, less reduced depression in life. We get a better friendship in life. All again, a good satisfactory life and a better control of emotions. Thank you.
Mindfulness and someone saying thoughtlessness in meditation. So we need mindfulness or thoughtlessness? What is right?
See, it is thoughtlessness is not possible. Even at the extreme pace, the extreme stage where the Buddha reached, the thoughts eventually flew. They flow. But being mindful is just being aware that you have thoughts. You just be at a distance, you're aware of the thoughts. However, no matter what they pass, they're not going to affect. हमारा अटेंशन स्पैन और हमारा कॉन्सेंट्रेशन बहुत ही लिमिटेड रिसोर्स है. अगर हम उसे एक डिस्टेंस से ऑब्जर्व करेंगे तो हम उसे काफ़ी चीज़ों में दे पाएंगे. सो दैट इज़ जस्ट नॉट गेटिंग इनसाइड द थॉट्स.
Doctor, you have used two words, meditation and yoga, and you have very categorically said that they are different. I do agree with that. Can you just enlighten us or tell us that where does this word meditation come from and what does meditation literally mean, number one? And similarly, what does word yoga mean and where does it come from? You have any idea or clue about the word meditation?
Yes. So with the kind of limited information that I have, meditation has been a term which has been scientifically used now. However, practiced since ancient mythologies, we find a trace of meditation. In fact, to date back to the Gita, Arjuna was the first person perhaps to feel stressed and mentioned about in the epic.
What about yoga?
Yoga is it is a mix of mental and bodily practices to keep both of them healthy.
So just to let you know that meditation is a Latin word which is derived from the word called mederi, M-E-D-E-R-I, and this word literally means to heal, to heal. So meditation is actually a healing process of not just the body but also our psyche.
Mind and the
and word
psyche.
yoga is derived from the Sanskrit word called yuj. Yuj, Y-U-J.
Combining.
So yuj means jorna, that means communion. So it's also, so basically meditation is considered more towards a psychological exercise, and generally yoga is often used as a synonymous with physical exercise. But anyway, it was heartening to listen to your thoughts on meditation. Thank you so much. We can have a
Thank you
next
for the
presenter.
enlightenment, sir. Thank you so much for the enlightenment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for sharing your reflective knowledge with us today. We wish you a very great future ahead. Once again, thank you. Big round for Achal Madan, ma'am. There is an announcement for all the oral presenters. You are getting only 8 minutes for your oral presentation. So please kindly take care of your time. Now, I would like to call upon Jitendra Gangwar ji from RPS Degree College, Haryana for his oral presentation. Please welcome Jitendra Gangwar on the stage for the oral presentation. Please give him a big round of applause.
Excuse me, one announcement is here. The first warning bell will be held after 7 minutes, and by the 8 minutes, the 2 bells will be done. So please be aware with your time.
Okay, sir. Good afternoon, all of you. Myself, Jitendra Gangwar from RPS Degree College, Mahendragarh, Haryana. Today I will concentrate on the facile synthesis of nickel oxide nanoflakes by the complex and precipitation method, which can be used as the direct delivery system for the diseases. Main problem with the increasing the advancement in the nanoscience and related nanotechnology, the energy demanding for the main concern of the main aim. Different metal oxide like transition metal oxide, MnO2, RuO2, cobalt oxide, they are used in the battery and the other purpose. So here I concerned about the nickel oxide, which is in fact nickel oxide and both nickel hydroxide nanoparticles. They are used as the electrochemical behavior which can be sensing for the medical diseases and the other properties. Here I have synthesized the nickel oxide by the complex and precipitation method. By the formation, it use the 2 steps. Number 1, formation of hydroxide nanostructure, and number 2 is the conversion of the nickel hydroxide to the nickel oxide nanostructure, which can be obtained by the calcination hydroxide at 300 and 400 degree centigrade. Nickel oxide, which is the main transition metal oxide, is the periodic nickel D block element, oxygen 4 block element with the stoichiometry combination of the nickel and oxygen. It is a wide application in the magnetic material, which used as the magnetic separation for the magnetic diseases like infection, indices and other materials, dye synthesized solar cell, gas sensor and the electrode in the photocathodes and alkaline materials. This is the crystalline structure of the nickel oxide which exists in the cubic form of the crystal structure. I have synthesized nickel oxide and then the characterized by the different techniques. Here this is the scanning electron microscopy for the nickel hydroxide. This image for the nickel hydroxide at low magnification and the higher magnification. We can visual seen here the formation of the hydroxide is the very smooth and the uniform crystallite size around the nanometer, which when this hydroxide heat calcination at the higher temperature 300 degree centigrade, it convert to the nickel oxide, and we can see here the morphology of the nickel oxide at the higher and the lower magnification. They can be uniform size, but transformation of nickel oxide to the nickel hydroxide to the nickel oxide. Another calcination temperature at the 400 degree centigrade, we can clearly visual here the formation of the nanoparticles to the nanoflakes, which is a 2-dimensional nanostructures, and uniform size and the high yield production by the complexion precipitation method. So here we use the simple precipitation method and the synthesis of the nickel oxide by the hydroxide process of the nickel hydroxide. This is the formation mechanism where we use the nickel hydroxide at the different morphology. At calcination temperature, they goes to the particles, uniform spherical like particles, and at higher calcination temperature it goes to the magnetic nanoflakes. This color is the black, and the obtained 400 degrees centigrade, the nickel oxide nanoflakes are in the gray color. The basic application of the nanoparticles and the nanoflakes used as the magnetic separation, because this is the surface area is higher, so it can absorb the higher magnetic diseases from the body and remove. We can used as the drug delivery system in our body. This is the crystal structure. So the conclusion, we have successfully synthesized nickel hydroxide, and the calcination temperature we get the nickel oxide, which can be used by the simple calcination process and the complexion precipitation method. Nickel oxide nanostructure at calcination temperature 400. The size is the 300 to 800 nanometer with the width of the 50 nanometer. So the aspect ratio around the 3 to 4. And they can be used as the size and shape different morphology, low cost and high yield magnetic materials, which can be used as the drug delivery system to remove the magnetic disease or infection diseases from our the body. Future prospect, we can crystallographic other materials and the other oxide magnetic materials like Fe2O3, nickel oxide, titanium dioxide. They can be fabricated by the simple this method, and this used as the memory devices, storage application and other properties. So here the basic purpose for this oxide nanomaterials for the drug delivery system in our body to remove the diseases like magnetic diseases or the infection problems from the human body. This is my main concern.
What is magnetic diseases?
Sir, like stone in our kidney, they are the magnetic materials, and other infection in our body, they are the magnetic bodies. We can use the nickel oxide.
Presentation was very good. I just need to understand one thing. That today's presentation is all about advances in scientific medication and stress coping.
Yes,
How
sir.
do you think your presentation is related to the canopy?
Sir, not for the stress. Actually, my main concern about the role of the drugs in the drugs of the role impact in the science and technology. So this material used as the drug delivery system for the current scenario. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Anything?
Take care. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jitendra. We appreciate your hard work and wish you great future ahead. Now I would like to call Radhika Biyani from Biyani Group of Colleges for her presentation. Please welcome her.
Light. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. I am Radhika Biyani from Biyani Biosolutions, and I am here to give you a brief introduction about the PHC, that is the Portable Health Clinic System for a stress-free hospital care in resource-limited settings. So, basically, the problem today is that there are vast number of patients and very limited number of doctors. As per a survey, it was seen that there is one doctor for every 1700 people in India, while as compared to Japan, it is one doctor for 475 people. So it has become a very common news today that every 2 minutes we have a new patient in India. So now what is my idea is that we need a we need a mobile clinic system where if the villager feels any kind of illness, he or she can visit to the nearest health center, which might not be located in the urban places but in the villages only. From there, the nurse who would be there at the village health center would diagnose the patient and would provide the basic health facility to the patient, and then design a prescription which will be then sent to the doctor who would be sitting at the urban hospital. So basically from there, with the help of telemedicine and internet facility, this way the doctor does not need to meet the patient in person but can help the patient in that way. So basically, in this case, the doctor as well as the patient both have to suffer from stress, because the doctor have to see a large number of patients, and the patients, but of course they have to undergo some kind of stress. So basically with this method, the stress can be reduced. Also, PHC, that is the Portable Health Clinic System, it is an initiative to improve the health facilities and to reach the unreached communities where the people cannot get access to the basic health facilities. As I already discussed the reasons, which are the insufficient resources, the long distance to the hospitals, and also the lack of proper awareness about the health. So the aim is to provide the primary healthcare services which would result into early diagnosis of disease, and then to raise the awareness about health issues as well as to ensure the appropriate quality of healthcare services to all the people. What is the concept of portable health clinic? The portable health clinic is basically a movable clinic which will facilitate the telemedicine and the online consultancy of expert doctors. So basically the doctor does not need to meet the patient in person, and it will be an affordable and preventive healthcare system to minimize the severity of disease, to reduce the number of patients, to reduce the expenditure for medication, and as a result reduce the stress of both patients as well as doctor. So basically this PHC system consists of 4 vital components. First being the PHC box, second being the health worker who will be an intermediator between the patient and the doctor, then the PHC software and the doctors at the call center. This is the picture of a PHC box which comprises of 14 basic tests. So basically the test can be done for blood glucose, urine sugar protein, uric acid, hemoglobin, BMI, arrhythmia, blood pressure, and many more other basic healthcare facilities which must be done on a routine checkup. So basically the outline of the project is how the system works. First, the patient needs to register himself with the help of any electronic device. After the registration, he or she will get the basic health checkup done, all the 14 tests I described in my last slide. After which, because these tests are instant, the reports will be generated immediately and the record will be stored in the database. After the database and prescription will be prescribed, and this prescription will comprise of 4 colors, basically the green, yellow, orange and red. And according to the color, for example here the condition for BP, in case of normal conditions and properly healthy person, the color will be green, and then yellow, and then orange, and then red. So in case of red, you need to urgently consult a doctor. In case of yellow, you are actually healthy but you just need to take small preventive measures, and in case of orange, a slight medication is needed. So basically the prescription will give you information in colors so that you can look after accordingly. And basically in case if you need to consult a doctor, you can meet with the doctor with the help of internet like this Skype. Now we have done this practically. We have organized many health checkup camps, and very recently in September 2017 we had 289 girls from the same campus where they were given the basic health checkup. So basically along with the health checkup, the basic dental checkup was also given this time. So here are a few pictures of those. Now talking about the results. This was the result of the trial 1 where 58 people were checked, and out of which 43% people were male and 57 female. And according to the location, majority of the people belong to the suburban areas. And the results were diagnosed on different bases. Like according to the age distribution, we can see that there are many people in the zone of the age group of 35 to 45, while in case of 15 to 25 and 65 to 75, there were no people in the red zone. Basically, it means that people were almost healthy. And if we look at it overall, then basically out of 58 people, 19% people were in the red zone and only 0% people were in the green zone. So basically all of them needed some suggestions. Talking about the trial 2, which was done in March 2016, where 37 people were checked, and out of them 62% people belong to the suburban areas. And according to the result, 3% people were in the green zone, 62% people, almost the people were healthy, and 2% people were in the red zone. Basically also this was done in the same campus, and there was a difference observed between the teaching staff and the non-teaching staff. In the teaching staff, a few percent people came in the red zone, while no people were there in the non-teaching zone. Similarly, the phase 2, which was done in March 2016, just 1 year after, the same people were again given the health checkup, and we saw a change. After giving the suggestions and consultancy from the doctor, we could see the improvement of red patients. Basically, in March 2016, where 5 people were seen in the red zone, we could successfully reduce it to 2, and only 2 people were seen in the red zone. And similarly, 6 people and many people were converted to orange, and also we could successfully convert 1 people to the yellow zone. And this is the result of recently done in September 2017. This result shows that this was done of 289 girls who were of the age group 15 to 23, and basically out of them, majority of people were healthy. And in case of dental checkup, we could find almost all the people were healthy, had a healthy dental setup. So now talking about the conclusion, so I believe that this strategy can be a stress management remedy during the patient care, and this PHC system can be a better alternative for the government, which can minimize the mortality rate in India without any high expense in a pocket-friendly manner, and can reduce the stress of both patients and doctor. Thank you.
So you have tried to devise a system to provide healthcare to many people. My question is that what do you think is the biggest loophole in this, in devising such kind of a system? What is, in a country like India, let us not compare with Japan or other countries which are going far ahead. Let us be very practical here, that what is the biggest loophole that you find in the whole thing, the whole system, where the first thing that comes to my mind?
Sir, it can be basically that people are not only aware about the things, because according to my experience, when the survey was being conducted, we have asked many people that even when they are suffering, so then why don't they prefer to go to the hospital?
So in a village, what percentage of patients do you think you find that who have the capability to register themselves on a laptop, who have a laptop, number one, or this thing, and who can register themselves? Second, number one is this. Third thing, you devise a system of measuring blood pressure, and you have arbitrarily labeled 129, 139 and these labels. Now these things are individualistic. A patient who is having a blood pressure, for an elderly person, a blood pressure of 140, 150 is fine, we are not going to treat, even though the person is falling in orange zone. And for a person like you and me, that becomes a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So I think if you devise this is a beautiful idea. There is no doubt about it. You must be given full marks for this idea. Like, what is more important is the practicality of this particular system needs to be further simplified. Rather than having those button systems, you have to have a system which is very foolproof, very simple, like blood sugar. The buttons which you showed was wonderful idea. You have a key, you know important test, कोई भी व्यक्ति उसको दबा देगा and उस टेस्ट को कर लेगा. लेकिन इसकी simplification is very important, and इसकी implicability, the doability of this particular project is very important. You have chosen educated people to conduct this project. How many people would be interested in going to the villages and actually doing it? That is a very important question. PHC, the basic PHC is not just made by a nurse, as you highlighted in your first slide. No. A primary care physician, MBBS, is the basic first mandatory according to the government guidelines. That is mandatory. So you need to have a person. A nurse is not capable enough until she's so much educated to read the ECG and the symptoms. So we need to have a system where a basic MBBS doctor is taking care of 4 or 5 villages, and that particular place can act as a nodal center. And replication into a larger system would give you more idea. 5 patients, 2 patients may not be good enough to generate a statistical significant data in any possible way. So no doubt the idea is superb. At this age, if you have this kind of a thought process under the guidance of whomsoever, this is very good. Not many people are blessed with this kind of a thought process, but implicability in this thing can further be refined.
Yes,
okay?
Definitely, sir. But I would like to mention one point here that you just told that every people will not have the facility, internet facility. Yeah. But in this case, we don't want the villagers to have the facilities. It would be the healthcare center which would be providing the facilities. The people don't prefer going to cities to get their treatment done.
So in that wonderful idea. So you ask the person villager, then the PHC center that you are setting up should also be enabled by all this system. Internet tracking, which is very fast, which has a telemedicine, requires the first mandatory requirement for a telemedicine system is an NKN line. That's a killer line that goes very fast. So this requires an infrastructure setup from all points of view. So till that particular time, probably the internet which is being provided by mobile, that can particularly be used. But that idea is very acceptable, that if we have it at a PSC, patients can come and register if you have a person who is helping them to register.
Yeah, and definitely. And regarding the MBBS, I was saying that only the nurse, in general, if you go to the hospital also, then also the nurse is doing the basic, like taking the blood samples and everything. So basically at the PHC center, there would not be any doctor, and definitely we would take the suggestions and consultancy from doctor only. But instead of going to the doctor, the nurse would be providing the health checkup, would be giving the basic normal routine checkup, and in case of anything where doctor is needed, we can consult them online. So this was the idea. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Radhika, for your reflective piece of knowledge, and we really appreciate you and your hard work. So once again, all the best for your future. Once again, big round for Radhika Biyani. Now, I'd like to call upon Roshira Jain on the stage for the oral presentation from the Purnima University. Please welcome Roshira Jain for the oral presentation. I think he is not here. In this sequence, I would like to call upon Akash Saini from University of Rajasthan for his oral presentation. Please welcome Akash Saini on the stage with a big round of applause.
Next, below, back side. Okay. First of all, regards to all the delegates come in conference, and very good evening to all of the present in conference. As you all know that today conference basic theme is advanced scientific meditation and stress coping. Now my paper is related to drug as per instruction technical session 2, which is related to drug. My research title is naturally occurring stigmast 5-in-3 beta-ol, that is also known as beta-cytosterol, a precursor of drug boldenone. I belong to Department of Chemistry, University of Rajasthan, Jaipur, India. Now the abstract, Kizelia pinnata. Kizelia pinnata is my research plant on which I am doing work. Kizelia pinnata is an important medicinal plant belonging to the family Bignoneaceae. Leaf sample of the plant were subjected to phytochemical investigation through GCMS, that is gas chromatography mass spectrometry. In my research work, 20 phytochemicals compound along with the stigmast 5-in-3 beta-ol, that is beta-cytosterol, were identified in the chloroform extract of Kizelia pinnata leaves sample. These are widely applied in the treatment of genital infections, gynecological disorder, renal ailments, fainting, epilepsy, rheumatism, etc. The identification of compounds is based on the peak area, retention time, molecular weight, and molecular formula. Introduction. Kizelia pinnata of Bignoniaceae family is widely distributed in the South Central and West Africa. It is also known as cucumber tree or the sausage tree because of the huge fruits, which belongs from long fibrous stalk. It is also known as balam khira. Balam khira, that is Kizelia pinnata in Hindi, and distributed all over India, but found abundantly in the West Bengal. Fruits hanging on the stalk for several months but not split easily because they split easily. Leaf sample of the plant were subjected to phytochemical investigation through GCMS. The Kizelia pinnata plant has many medicinal properties due to the presence of numerous secondary metabolites in my research plant, includes iridoid naphthoquinones. As per 20 major phytochemical compounds were identified in the chloroform extract of Kizelia pinnata. These compounds isolated as monoterpenoid, isocoumarine, lignin, sterols, and flavonoids. Analysis of leaf extract of Kizelia pinnata revealed the existence of the 1,3-dimethylbenzene, 1,3,5-trimethylbenzene, methyl hexadecanoate, nonane, 3-hexene-2-on, pentadecanoic acid, hexadecanoic acid, tetracontin, alpha-tocopherol, and also along with the stigmatized 5-in-3-beta-ol. Material and method that are used in my research work, that is plant material sample of Kizelia pinnata leaf were collected from the nursery of University of Rajasthan, Jaipur. The plant was identified by the Department of Botany, University of Rajasthan. Leaves were thoroughly washed using deionized water and were transferred in our laboratory. The leaf sample were washed, clean and dried. Kizelia pinnata leaves were packed in sealed polythene bags for further experimental purposes. Extraction. In the extraction, Kizelia pinnata leaves were ground to fine powders using a grinder. Then the powdered leaf, approximate 1 kg of Kizelia pinnata, were placed in a oxalate apparatus or extracted with a 2-liter chloroform for 18 hours on a water bath. Excess solvent was removed under the vacuum in a rotary vapor or series equipped with an aspirator and a digital water bath. At 45 degrees Celsius and further made moisture free with sodium sulfate. Sodium sulfate used to remove the moisture present in the extract. The resulting extract was stored at 4 degrees Celsius until further analysis. In the resultant discussion, the GCMS spectrum show total 20 compounds present in the chloroform extract of Kizelia pinnata leaves, which were determined by the chromatographic method with the help of NIST and Wiley library. The identification of these compounds is based on the peak area, retention time, molecular weight, molecular formula. Major phytochemicals that were found in my extract analysis that are nonane, methyl hexadecanoate, 1,3-dimethylbenzene along with stigmatized 5-in-3-beta-ol in the 3.23% in higher area percentage. These are the table that major phytochemicals identified in chloroform extract of Kizelia pinnata in the higher area percentage or the according to detention time. That is, first is 1,3-dimethylbenzene, nonane, methyl hexadecanoate or stigmatized 5-in-3-beta-ol. It is the structure of beta cytosterol, that is stigmatized 5-in-3-beta-ol, that is used as a precursor of drug boldenone. Naturally occurring stigmatized 5-in-3-beta-ol is a precursor of anabolic steroid boldenone. Boldenone, which is used as a drug to induce the growth in cattle and also used in the sports. In the sports, athletes use this drug to remove the stress, or either one or all the identified compound may be responsible for the anti-cancer, anti-ulcer, antioxidant, anti-malarial activity, or further separation of the identified compound will be done in due course. In the conclusion, present study of chloroform extract of Kizelia pinnata leaf indicate that it contains the biologically active compounds. The properties of these compounds probably contribute at least to some extent to the pharmacological and traditional medicinal uses of Kizelia pinnata. Further separation and identification of compound present in this species may give some new biologically active compounds which can be used as a lead compound in future. And my current work is also running to give my best regarding this research work. In the acknowledgement, financial support from UGC New Delhi, India, highly acknowledged further, or also grateful to JNU, Jawaharlal Nehru University, Delhi, for providing the GCMS spectral analysis regarding to my plant extract. These are the references related to my research work, and thank you. Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much, Mr. Akash Saini. Good luck for your future. Now I would like to call upon a stage Mr. Ranjit Rajput from IGNOU for his presentation. Mr. Ranjit Rajput, please welcome him.
Good evening to everyone. Right. Key factors and impact of early childhood life in your stress. This presentation covers causes of stress, how stress leads to disease, types of stress, and how early life impacts your work, causes, and remedies. I'm directly coming to my research part. Is it? Okay. According to my research, the basic finding of stress is nature of the person, whether he is self-motivated, compliant, affective, or reflective, thinking level or understanding of the person. People-oriented person tend to have more stress, childhood, upbringing from age 6 to 10 years, and family environment. According to me, nature of the person, if one is compliant, always complaining, go for perfection in the work, willing to do something new and different, impatient by nature, and willing to break rules. Reflective, no risk taker. They're just followers. Very orthodox, people-oriented, defensive, lack of time management and discipline, always need a motivator to work. Nature of the person, affective, high capacity of learning, highly adjustable, people-oriented, and need motivator. Lack of confidence, not aggressive by nature. Self-motivated, big risk taker. Self-confident, stress handling power, bossy by nature, motivator for others, stubborn, aggressive, rigid, time management skills they have, leadership and team management, and also self-centered. We conducted our research on 60 people, out of which self-motivated 8, reflective 16, compliant 22, and affective 14 people. If one person is self-motivated, he will have low level of stress. But at the same time, type of stress, if he has, it will be positive. On reflective side, average level of stress, but positive and negative both type of stress he will have. Compliant, negative stress level, and high level of stress and type of stress will be negative. It means thinking always negative. And for the affective people, stress level above average and type of stress again negative. For thinking level, thinking more than normal on any situation, thinking more than execution, creative thinking converts into stress. If anybody is thinking on a very high side, right, the execution of the work will be less. Creative thinking converts into stress. He will not be able to convert his creative thoughts into the execution, and misinterpretation of subject or topic leads to stress. If you are not able to understand the subject of the topic you are working on, any kind of misinterpretation can lead to the stress. Thinking level and stress level. As the thinking level goes up, your stress level goes up. But at the same time, execution and creative approach comes down. People-oriented persons tend to have more stress. These type of persons have low self-confidence, always seek other people's help, will follow what others say. Even after completing the work or task, they look for final review by others. Childhood upbringing from age to 6, 6 to 10 years, and family environment. At this age, time duration, whatever children learn by watching, listening, and activities, it lasts long in their brains and affects their thinking process whole life. For example, if a child is beaten brutally and treated very badly or small mistakes, he may develop the fear of being beaten or some bad result with him for all his wrongdoings. Means developing the stress seeds at early stage of the life. For example, if a child is well treated and always getting good comments and praise for all his efforts, may develop the nature of being happy while working and including his own creative thinking without fearing the failure. Means developing how to handle stress at early stage. This is the chart for the last. Now, developing stress management at early stage in children. There are some suggestions from my end. Love and affection, good and healthy family and school environment, good teaching lessons by grandparents and their experiences, no hatred and scolding, healthy and good food habits, a school environment, putting them in extreme condition will help developing handling stress. Regular communication and quality time is must with parents. Praise them for their all efforts, be it success or failure. Give them mental support and take a stand for them. In all type of household works, children should be involved. These work develop many qualities like time management, stress management, creative approach, self-confidence, motivation, patience level, leadership skills, high energy level, team management, multitasking, all these things. There are some case studies which I can relate to the work stress from early childhood life. Like we had a case of IAS Mukesh Pandey, who committed suicide last 2 months back. The reason was family fights. He clearly mentioned in his suicide video that my wife and my parents, they have some kind of fights, and I'm not able to cope up with that. He was an IAS, right? What parents can look in a child more than that. But still, he had to commit suicide. And you won't believe that this person had a 3-month-old baby child. But still, Gorakhpur case, 12-year-old class 5th standard child, parent support. What exactly happened? Class teacher scolded him for something. Maybe he was looking some kind of help from parents, but it was not initiated by the parents, according to me. And just writing a note mentioning to his parents, he committed suicide. All suicide cases of students, as we are seeing in the current scenario, 50 years back, I'm just taking one good example here. We all know in India that stress removing technique for working people, night sleep for at least 6 continuous hours. Still, if you have some kind of stress at this age, you can do all these things. Morning walk around 8 o'clock in the morning sunlight. This is for inner happiness. Healthy and tasty breakfast. If stressed, then find out the reason and talk to the person causing stress. If workload or pressure is heavy, then try to analyze the work and work style. If not possible, then take a long break. Give yourself some time to overcome of all these issues. Spend time with your hobbies. And result and discussions. As I told you that all the household work, we can involve our children to develop the stress handling capacities at the early childhood stage. Any person develop the ability to handle stress and work pressure early in his early childhood life. Living in different family or any other environment, nuclear family, combined family, living in hostel, plays an important role in developing stress management techniques in human beings. That's the conclusion from my end. The result at the end shows that suggests that all the parents must take care of these points in the early childhood stage for their children and must develop these skills at home while understanding the innate nature of children.
It was a wonderful presentation. I could relate myself to your presentation. But I have few queries, Ranjit. Number one, from where did you pick up those personalities? What was the basis of those 4 parameters? I mean, you can just tell me.
Okay. See, actually,
what was the basis of that? You know, people oriented. What was the basis? Then did you take those considerations of each personalities?
Yes. I have taken that consideration into my research as well.
Okay. Question number 2. What according to you is positive stress?
Positive, okay. Like if I'm going to work something on a very new project and I don't know what exactly I have to do over there, maybe I've given some kind of pro forma to perform. But in the case, I don't know who will be my team members. Maybe very new, or maybe somewhere I'm lacking the knowledge. So does it mean that I should quit? No. If you are again self-motivated or you have that guts to work ahead, please take that stress as a positive. On a very lower side, it's must to have that stress. Now, it depends on your personality whether you're taking it on a negative side or a positive side.
Okay. Third question. Can you give me an example of creative thinking leading to stress?
Okay.
Don't you think it is not creative thinking, but non-execution of the thinking is leading to stress? Because you mentioned that those people who think a lot about creative things, but don't do it, they are under stress.
Right.
But then you should change that wordings. It is not creative thinking.
I just mentioned one thing, positive thinking.
I'm just questioning the literary meaning of one statement. You said creative thinking leads to stress. Please explain.
No, not creative. Is this the same line? Maybe. If it's that, then I've taken it wrong.
Okay.
Not the creative thinking. If it is creative thinking.
You are lucky it is not working.
Maybe. It could be then a syntax or typo error from my end.
Wonderful.
So again, I would say that it's not about creative thinking leading to the stress.
Okay. Last question, because I would love to ask all the questions to you because I could understand what you were speaking. Right. How many respondents with respect to children, early stages of children leading to a stressed out life or a stress-free life?
Right.
How many children did you interview or took their,
See, actually,
data?
I'm running my project in schools. And what we are doing, what led me to do this research or this project, in last 1.5 years, I saw that more than 15 or 20 students in Kota, they committed suicide, right? Why? No parents willing to send them to commit suicide, nobody. So what exactly we do in the school, from the beginning of the sessions, we are conducting counseling sessions for the people, for the children, right? And
did you do a proper scientific study of how many respondents or children did you orient them or intervene them?
Yes, that's the reason I'm able to find out this much of data with me and putting it on the flow.
Thank you so much. Perfectly fine. God bless you. May you succeed in your endeavor of helping children cope up and manage stress. Thank you, Rajput.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir, for your wonderful piece of knowledge. So we wish you a very bright future. So all the best once again. Big round for Ranjit Rajput, sir. Now, next, I'd like to call upon Dr. Neha Mathur on the stage from IIS University for the oral presentation. Please welcome Dr. Neha Mathur. Dr. Neha Mathur from IIS University. I think she is not here. Now let's move on our next oral presenter. For this, I'd like to call upon Mr. Sudo from Japan. Mr. Sudo from Japan for the oral presentation. Please welcome Mr. Sudo on the stage for his oral presentation. Give him a big round of applause.
Namaste and konnichiwa. So I'm Ryunosuke Sudo from Kyushu University. So firstly, I want to say sorry for you because my topic is not much today's session. So I'm so sorry, but I'm happy if you enjoyed my talking. So I'm a student of graduate school of system life science. My major is psychology. And 1.5 years ago, I came here. It was very grateful experience for me. So I wear traditional clothing and dance. So this is me. And I joined a yoga session by Sanjay Sensei. So I very enjoy it. And I'm very happy to come here again. So this time I came here for collaboration with Biyani College and Kyushu University to research. So I'm interested in personal difference and cultural difference in value and way of thinking. I'm especially interested in morality and tradition, so I want to know the way of thinking about your morality. So I want to compare India's one and Japanese opinion and with other countries. But so today I don't have enough time. I will talk about only morality. So now is the age of internationalization, global warming and terrorism and poverty and more. So social problems became an international scale. So I think cooperation between states is necessary to resolve it. So in my opinion, moral is one of the key concepts to resolve these problems. Moral, the way of thinking of moral would help us to understand each other more deeply and respect it. But so it is very difficult. So there is no clear definition which can explain morality particularly by words, because there are many exceptions. Moral depends on cultural background. So how to measure our way of the thinking about moral? So today I'll show one of the tasks which could measure the way of thinking about moral. The name of moral dilemma. So I will explain the trolley problem. It is one of the familiar moral dilemma tasks. So there are two situations. Please imagine. Look at left figure. So now trolley running to the 5 person, and the 5 person didn't realize it. You can't tell the 5 persons there are dangerous are coming, but in front of you there is one switch. If you push this switch, the direction of trolley will change to the 1 person. So it means you can save 5 people by sacrificing 1 person. This is a trolley case, and look at right figure. In this case, you are on the bridge, and there is no switch. But in front of you, there is a big man. If you push this big man, you can stop the trolley. So it also has the same meaning. You can save 5 people by sacrificing 1 person. So logically, these situations have the same meaning. But if you ask, you will kill 1 person to save 5 person. This case, almost people, trolley case, people say, yes, I will kill 1 person. But bridge case, almost people will say, no, I don't kill 1 person. So two situations are not the same for us psychologically. So I'm interested in this situation. So psychologists try to the key factor of this difference. So there are many types of trolley problems. So I will explain additional 2 situations. Next situation, you are on the bridge, and there is a switch, and there is a big man. If you push this lever, the man will fall down the road, so you can stop the trolley. This case, almost people accept this solution, about 70%. And the next situation, you can on the bridge and you have a stick. You can push the man with the stick, so you don't need to touch directly the person. This case, almost people will accept. This case, almost people refuse this solution. So it seems that our judgment may depend on whether the means of sacrificing 1 person is from personal force or not. And cognitive neuroscientists also try to what is a key factor of this difference. They measure brain activity when thinking about trolley problem, when thinking about a bridge case. And there is a difference, the activity of brain region. When we thinking about trolley problem, brain region related to cognitive function activated. And when we thinking about the bridge case, brain region related to our emotion activated. So our brain activity is different in each case. So they suggested the one theory. So it means our moral judgment is based on dual process in the brain, auto mode and manual mode. So we can predict our decision depending on which processing is dominant. So it is still difficult to define what moral is, but I think, however, we can know what is important to moral judgment through this task. So when does this auto mode activated? if there is a difference, Japanese case and Indian case, I think it would indicate our moral and cultural difference, and it will help understand, know more culture more deeply. This is one of my interests, and I want to. This is one of my interests, and I want to do research about this topic in with Biyani College. And maybe I don't have enough time to talk about this, so I will talk briefly. So I'm also interested in tradition. So globalization sometimes changes our culture. For example, clothing. So I love traditional work and traditional craft very much, but traditional craft industry is declining seriously in Japan. So I want to save these work and these craft. So how to save or maintain culture and traditional works? I'm especially interested in the ikat. Ikat is a fabric made from a special technique, thread dyed before weaving. This pattern is not printing, made by colored storing. And I make one team. It promotes and informs the attractiveness of traditional work and craft. This name is Monpas. So we have one Instagram account. If you're interested in, please follow us. So this ikat spread from India to the world. So I'm very happy to come here. So I want to know how to grow and keep this ikat culture in each country. So of course in India and many countries have a ikat culture. So I want to compare your opinion and so I want to say which pattern is variable for you. Maybe I think Indian's one is most variable, I think. So I think people could understand which pattern is on the country's one. So it I think it is contribute to keep these culture in these countries. So this is the second of my interest. So if you're interested in these two topics, please join my research and please collaborate for future. Actually, these 2 days, I already conducted some research in Biyani College and around the college. So this is a summary of purpose of visiting this time. So finally, I want to say thank you for all of the staff who supported my research. Especially, I want to say thank you for 3 people, Smram and Anjali and Pooja. I couldn't do anything here without her support. Thank you very much.
So thank you for your intense talk. And I wonder if you have the hypothesis about the difference between India and Japan regarding the automatic process for moral drilling machine.
Thank you for good comments. So I already get some samples these 2 days, and I see some result. Big differences. I ask the people, how is it acceptable for you? So they need to judge using 7 value. 1 means I couldn't accept not at all, and 7 means I agree, kill the 1 person perfectly. So Indian people normally answered 1 or 7 or 4. So, but in Japan case, Japanese couldn't answer extremely answer. It means Japanese people tend to answer 2 or 3 or 5 or 6. So attitude is very different in India and Japan. But I couldn't analyze enough yet. So for future, I can show more obviously what is the difference in India and Japan.
So you mean Japanese prefers to answer neutrally compared to Indian,
so
right?
they don't want to say I'm perfect to agree or I'm not perfect to agree. They want to say middle or mama or so-so.
Okay, I see. So I'd like to give him some comments because it's a very precious moment for him. So could you please?
I really appreciate the connectivity you are trying to connect between India and Japan and trying to understand the differences, the similarities, and very critical and confusing aspect called as morality. As you mentioned, it is pretty difficult to even mention and define what morality is. But the correlation between the differences and the brainwave pattern, what you're trying to figure out, I really appreciate it, and in any way you need the help and support, we will always be there to guide you and support you. Thank you. We're really inspired looking at your presentation. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wonderful comment. So I very worry about my presentation because this talk is not related to stress and meditation. So I'm very happy I got your good comment. Thank you very much.
So thank you very much, Mr. Sudo. We wish you a very great future. And now I would like to call upon stage Miss Mew from Japan for her oral presentation. Miss Mew from Japan, please welcome her with a huge round of applause.
Oh, thank you very much. Oh, just okay. Thank you very much. I'm very happy come to Japan, come to India. This is my first time come to India. I experienced some delicious food and some so kind of students and the professor support us to finish some researches. Now I will start my topic is about the effect of diet habits on health status among the diabetes patients. At first, I introduce myself. Now I'm a first-year PhD candidate at Kyushu University of Japan, and my main major is about applied chemistry. Applied chemistry is about the autoimmune disease, to synthesize some nanoparticles to treatment the autoimmune disease. But I'm also interested in the diabetes and diet habits. So I'm come here to research. Now we remove to my topic. I want to ask somebody, did you enjoy this lunch? And what kind of the lunch? What kind of food in today's lunch? Because we should next we will discussing about how important your diet habits in your life, and especially in your diabetes patients. As the finger showed, diabetes is a global problem. Until 2040, there have 642 million people in this world with diabetes. It look like so crazy because the number is still increasing. As a research, I think what should I do? What we can do to solve this problem, to help the public health to improve the diabetes. So I sought some data from the papers and the internet. You can see. This is the top 10 countries of the number of people have with diabetes. And in India, they have the largest number of diabetes patients, but interesting the prevalence is low. I want to ask you why in India the number of diabetes is largest, but the prevalence is low compared to other countries. I think for these questions, I already asked some professors. Their answer is about because the Indian traditional food is healthier. So many vegetable and almost without the meat. So maybe that's the reason the prevalence of diabetes is low. And you can see different countries have the different mainly religions. So from this table, I want to know what is the effect of the religions among the diet habits, and the different religions maybe can affect the diabetes prevalence. So with these questions, we want to continue our research. This picture shows the typical diet of this world. We can see I just chose some many countries' food. You can see in Japan is most of people eat the rice and miso soup and some vegetables, some fish and some seafoods. And in China is also kinds of the vegetable and so many meat in there. And in India is ikata. I don't know whether my pronunciation is right. And in America is so many fast food, as you said, pasta, pizza, and hamburger, some so no unhealthy food. And in Moscow also have so many meat in their meals. So from these meals, we want to know which part of their meals is high compensation in diabetes patients. Whether it's fat, sugar, or protein, or fiber, or alcoholic. As you know, in India, most of you is never drinking and never drinking, never smoking. I think that's a good life habits for health. This research is collaboration research between the Japanese decision science and Biyani College. I think about the collaboration research is so meaningful because we can discussion our ideas and to exchange our opinions and to get so much meaningful findings. And with some about these questions, we make the questionnaires. The questionnaire including 4 parties and have the 20 questions, mainly such as basic characteristics, health status, and diet status, and self-control. How to conduct these questionnaires? The questionnaire, now I will explain our questionnaire structures. Our questionnaire is including 20 questions. The number 3 and 6 is about religions. We will ask the diabetes patients what's your religions. And the number 10 is the diet tables. We will ask the patients the diet tables. And these religions and dietary tables will to affect the frequency of intake of various nutrients to affect their overall health status. And for the questionnaire, we will conduct to the Jaipur clinic, diabetes clinic to interview the patients, to connect the information and got the data to analysis data. Next. Oh, sorry. Oh, already finished? For my topic, I thank you so appreciate for my the Biyani College, Dr. Suresh and Rumana and Aisha helps about my finish this research. Thank you so much. Have any question? Oh.
Okay, so I have one question for you. So, do you know, have you ever heard about the ApoE4 gene? It is involved in the diabetes process. So, are you going to see genomic sequences regarding the candidate for diabetes with questionnaire?
Sorry, please say again about your question.
So a simple question. So are you going to see the genome sequences? So there are some genes which is said to be related to the diabetes, like ApoE4.
Oh yeah, for these questions, we also in this morning we also discussing about these questions about the clinic doctors. How about the gene can affect the diabetes patients? Actually, gene also responsible for diabetes patients, but in India have the main factor to infect diabetes. One is the diet. The second is physical negative because so most of the people just like the doctor said, to save the money and less physical and just eating and maybe some work type just sitting in the desk and see the computer like this. Yeah, so gene is another factor to infect the diabetes patients. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. We really appreciate your hard work and wish you a very great future ahead. So all the best for your future. Once again, big round for Miss Mew. Now last but not the least, I would like to call upon Roshira Jain from Purnima University for her oral presentation. Please welcome Miss Roshira Jain from Purnima University. Please give her a big round of applause.
आप देख रहे हैं बियानी टीवी, बात में दम है।
Good evening, everyone. I, Roshira Jain, research scholar, going to give you my presentation on a topic, stress and job satisfaction, a study of public and private hospitals in Jaipur. So today I'm going to cover abstract, introduction, objectives, conclusion, and references. So I'm going to start it with the introduction, abstract. The purpose of this research study is just to compare the stress level of the doctors and satisfaction level of the doctors working in public and private hospitals. On the basis of that, I have reviewed paper on which 62% publication is related to comparison between public and private hospital doctors, and other 38% of the review studies included analysis of factors causing stress, job satisfaction, coping strategies, quality of work life between doctors and other healthcare employees. Moving on to introduction, I'm going to start it with what is stress. Well, stress is something which creates excessive pressure on mind. Stress can either be positive or it can be negative. Positive stress is also termed as eustress and negative stress is termed as distress. As we can see, high mental workload and low decision latitude in turn results in stress. What is job satisfaction? We all know that satisfaction is really important for the survival of any organization. Keeping a positive attitude towards job in turn results in job satisfaction. Now, I'm going to tell you about how stress impacts satisfaction level of doctors working in public and private hospitals. But before I'm going to tell you this, I'll explain who are doctors. Well, doctors are medical practitioners, and as we can see, doctor's life is equals to stressful life. As we can see in the picture, from starting till no end, doctor's life remain under stress. Stage 1, getting admission into the field itself create a stress. But at this stage, doctors remain under eustress that we termed as a positive stress. Stage 2, after getting admission, after getting the degree of MBBS, their eustress turns into stress. And after stepping ahead into the professional life, their stress converted into distress. That is completely negative stress. There are n number of parameters which create stress among doctors. What are those parameters? Some of them are overlapping. Doctors have to perform several tasks simultaneously. Doctors have to address all the issues. They cannot say no to anyone. The main difficulty on doctors' profession is they have to provide enough help to their patients, and at the last they forget self, their personal life. I have divided my literature into two major categories, that is the stress among doctors and job dissatisfaction among doctors. These are the few research papers that is related to my study. As per Brigadier Srivastava and Dr. Madhav Madhusudan identified that job satisfaction among healthcare professionals in public and private healthcare. Analysis, mean standard deviation, correlation, chi-square was used for the analysis, and what he found that job satisfaction was higher in the private sector as compared to the public sector. As per Professor H. Ramanandan, he identified quality of work life, a comparison between public and private hospital. Mean standard deviation, Z-test, ANOVA, Coriolis-Wallace test was used for the analysis, and it was found a significant difference was found in between quality of work life of public and private hospital doctors. As per Zafar Dillon, identified working condition of the government and private hospital doctors. Mean t-test ranking method was used for the analysis, and it was working condition was found. Working condition of the private hospital was good as compared to the public hospital. This is the main crux of my study. What I found is that job satisfaction found to be higher in private sector as compared to the public sector. Though doctors are getting more relaxation and more salary in public sector, still they feel satisfied in the private sector. Why? What is the reason? We need to find out those reasons. Differences was found in quality of work life in between public and private hospitals. We all are aware about it that there is a difference between quality of work life of public and private hospital. But what are those parameters that make this difference? That needed to be found out. From the past researcher, what I found is that doctor had a higher level of stress. Yes, we agree that doctors had a higher level of stress, but though doctors are getting higher salary packages, still they are in stress. What are the reasons? That needed to be found out. On the basis of that, I concluded that doctors of the private hospital found to be more satisfied as compared to the public hospital doctors. Reason behind that, doctors working in the private hospital have more accountability for patient as well as revenue generation. But stress management tools and model represented by only few strategies. So for future, it's become very essential to develop and implement stress management programs, proper training to be provided to the doctors for stress management, regular fun activities, yoga, meditation, in order to reduce their stress level and in order to increase their satisfaction level, just to save society and doctors' life as well. Thank you so much.
Roshiraj Jain, your presentation was very good. Did you do any primary data collection?
No, sir, I'll do that. Not yet, but I'll do that. I'll work on that.
The conclusion is not based on your primary data collection.
No, it's not.
So how did you conclude that private doctors are more stressed?
So that is only on the basis of literature review.
Okay.
That paper I have reviewed, on the basis of that I've concluded that.
But in one of the literature review, you said that private hospitals, doctors had more higher level of job satisfaction. That was an aberration, or it was a by and large common phenomena with all the private doctors?
No, sir. It's on the basis of one of research paper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So your conclusion is that private doctors are highly stressed in comparison to that.
On the basis of review of literature again.
Good. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
आप देख रहे हैं बियानी टीवी, बात में दम है।
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your hard work and all the best for your future. Once again, big round for Roshiraj Jain from Purnima University.
I think we can conclude now. Please conclude. You need 5-10 minutes? Then call this. Dr. Kunioka.
Now we have an eminent guest among all of us, Dr. Yuki Kunioka from Japan. So I would like to invite Dr. Yuki Kunioka sir on the stage, ma'am on the stage for her presentation. Please welcome Dr. Yuki Kunioka from Japan. Please give her a big round of applause.
May I help her spray? No?
You need to charge us? No need.
Thank you.
आप देख रहे हैं बियानी टीवी, बात में दम है।
Now, I said one. So, first of all, thank you for organizer to giving me the opportunity to introduce our project, Hokuriku. It works. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to introduce our project, Hokuriku Life Science Cluster in Jaipur. My name is Yuki Kunioka. I'm from Japan, and I am working Hokuriku Life Science Cluster Promotion Office. First, I'd like to explain where I came from. This map shows the location of Japan. So, this is Japan, and it's about 6,000 kilometers away from Jaipur. Let us enlarge the Jaipur part, Japan part of the map. Hokuriku region comprises of 3 prefectures. Do you hear of Hokuriku? Anyone know Hokuriku? No? Do you hear of Japan? Do you know Japan? Do you hear of Japan? Yes. So, the Hokuriku region comprises of 3 prefectures: Toyama, Ishikawa, and Fukui. How many of you hear of Toyama? Do you know Toyama? No? Do you know Ishikawa? Yes? Oh, Ishikawa is famous. Do you know Fukui? No? I see. The Hokuriku region is not so famous. So its population is around 3 millions, almost equal to Jaipur population. It's a bit a small part of Japan. The gross regional product of Hokuriku is around 1 trillion to 1,000 billion yen. And next, if you look at life science in Hokuriku region in prefectures, Toyama excels in the pharmaceutical industry. Recently, it became first place in pharmaceutical production in Japanese prefectures. Ishikawa excels in the medical equipment industry through the use of its manufacturing basis for precision machines, and Fukui excels in the medical device and health industry through the use of its manufacturing basis of precision metal process technologies. So, furthermore, this region is formed the knowledge network consisting of the distinctive universities serving for R&D in life sciences. And this is aims and R&D target of Hokuriku Life Science Cluster, but we have no time to explain, so I go to next slide. Next, in this slide, I'm going to explain the history of Hokuriku Life Science Cluster. We promote the life science industry for about 50 years. So we have a product of major product of magnetoencephalography to investigate human brain, or high-speed atomic force microscopy for the investigating for protein dynamics, and cDNA synthesizer to investigate for monoclonal antibody. And now we have a most important product is here. We have DEPSA. DEPSA is developed by the Dr. Manish Biyani. I'd like to explain about DEPSA by Dr. Manish Biyani by yourself. Please explain that.
So the Hokuriku Life Science Cluster is a very big project. 10 universities have been engaged working together, doctors, engineers, scientists, and chemists. So the purpose of this Hokuriku Life Science Cluster project to work for aging, okay? Because Japan is going to face this problem of aging of society. So many groups have been attached here, and we have been developed this DEPSA. DEPSA is a DEP, is a disposable electrochemical printed sensor. Okay, so DEPSA now we have developed. This can be used to detect the heavy metals in the drinking water, in the food, or in any samples. We can detect the heavy metals, because in India, I think we have a very serious problem of contamination of heavy metal toxicity in the groundwaters, and even in the foods, because they are coming from the grounds through the vegetables, through the fruits, through the waters. They are coming in our foods. So I think such device can help you, or can help us to detect the heavy metals in all these our food samples. So basically, it is an electrochemical sensor. We put the potential on the metals. Metal has been deposited on the sensor surface. Then we put the potential, and then using the redox reaction, we can generate the current, and that current can represent the amount of the heavy metals. And important thingly that it can detect the many heavy metals in parallel, because usually when we go for the sensitivity check, we need to go for a spectrophotometer that is very expensive, and it cannot detect multiple, so we need to one by one. But this sensor is very portable and very affordable and very simple actually, so we can use for multiple analysis of heavy metals. And there is another product, DEPSA M is for heavy metals, and DEPSA TVC is for total viable count, where we can detect the number of bacteria. Recently in Japan also, we got the problem of E. coli. O157 is a pathogenic bacteria that come from the foods, and that can make the toxicity in the foods. Even it's a lethal. O157 is lethal. So, and in India, I think it's a very important such tools. We can use this tool to detect how many bacteria. Suppose milk, because we are a very good user of milk. Everyone drink milk, I think. And how our milk come from dairy farm to us. I think it's a long process. It cannot be, I think, preserved properly at 4 degrees centigrade. Sometime, if it cannot preserve at 4 degrees, the bacteria increased. The growth of bacteria is exponentially increased. Even within few hours, the bacteria number can be increased by 1,000 or 10,000s. So if the limits exceed, then it is not good for your health. So such device can also use to detect the number of bacteria in your food samples. So these are we have been developed in this project. And this is the DepSRM. We simply, I think there was some exhibition. Maybe you have some idea how we use this, very compact. And in DepSR TVC, we detect the oxygen level of, because bacteria consume the oxygen, aerobic bacteria consume the oxygens. So we can measure the quantity of oxygens, and we can, accordingly we can calculate the amount of bacteria in the samples. So this is the very simple device actually. Although the technology was there, but now we could able to make it applicable for the true application. So now we are using this device for detecting the heavy metals and bacteria. So if you have any interest, you can contact me later. This is a simple movie, maybe you can see. This is available on the YouTube. You just write down the DepSR. You will get the YouTube movie. It's a very compact. Can you see? You don't need to go to the highly sophisticated laboratory to detect your samples. It's a very compact, attached with one hardware and with one software. All thing was developed in this project, in Hokuriku Life Science Cluster project. There is a software, and these are the few components. We have the potential, mini state, potential state, and there is the depth chip holder. And so now we are detecting the milk sample, okay? These are the small depth chips that can print on the paper also. So very low cost. You just need to print the electrode on the papers, and then this chip can be inserted in the holder. Okay, and then our sample can be applied on this depth chip. And no need of much sample, just few drops is enough for this analysis. Actually, we haven't used this device to measure the samples of milk in our surroundings. Our students are working on that, and we found many milk samples which was used from the supermarket have more than 10⁵ number of bacteria. So that is little alarming for us, that we should be very careful. Although we have a good system, traditional system to boil the milk before drinking, it's I think good hygienic, but even it cannot completely remove the bacteria. So this is simple. Just after connecting, you apply and then start the software, and then you will get the signal. So very simple. And the thing is that how we can transform the technology in the field application. So this is just one good example for all of you, how you can engage in developing the things according to your need, right? Yeah, it's a very quick actually. It takes very few minutes to detect the samples. So just learn the DepSR. You can go and check on the website. Okay. If you have any questions, you can ask. No? Okay, then this one.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your profound knowledge you shared with us today. So once again, thank you so much for your presence. So background for Dr. Yuki Kunioka, ma'am, and Professor Manish Biyani, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we have listened our young researchers with their research findings, and which were very remarkable. Once again, Biyani wish you all a very, very, very bright future in your life. Now, I would like to request our chairperson of this technical session, Professor Mikao Nomura, sir, along with our eminent judges, for summing up the session. So, sir, if you would like to give suggestions to our oral presenters, so please give them. Background for all our eminent personalities, once again.
Well, Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. And I really enjoy your presentation now. And I'm thinking about your bright future. And hopefully you come to Japan to develop our collaboration more. And finally, I would like you to have a time for meditation. And one more thing I would like you to ask your help is just help him to express his fashion from Japan, from an India. So that is my final ask. But anyway, we were considered carefully about the winner about this presentation. I think it's really, really competitive, I think. So anyway, thank you very much for your wonderful presentation.
Thank you so much, sir, for your suggestion. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been listening to our eminent speakers deliberately from the morning. All these valuable insights gave us a new perspective that one should adopt while discussing these issues.
Knowledge is love. Light it like sun, whose rays spread on whole world to enlighten life, to improve, to build, and to innovate us.
Keeping these words for futuristic conference in Biyani group of colleges. At the end moment of this conference, I would like to say to all of you that this not is the end. While it is a new beginning of life, we will come next year with a new project and with a new theme.
The organizing committee BGC expressed their hearty and sincere thanks to all the guests and distinguished speakers from Japan and India who shared their knowledge and expertise with delegates of conference. Our institution is grateful to all the delegates from different prestigious institutions.
And we are really thankful to all our eminent speakers for their gracious presence and fruitful talk. And the organizing committee, along with anchors, we are really grateful to our management team. Firstly, Dr. Rajiv Biyani sir and Director Sanjay Biyani sir and the Professor Manish Biyani sir. Once again, we thank you all, sir, for providing us such a wonderful opportunity to interact such a great and eminent personalities like these.
Now we are going to start our award ceremony of this BICON 2017. For this, we would like to request to our eminent personalities to start this ceremony.
For this, I would like to invite on the stage our Honorable Director, Professor Sanjay Biyani sir, Director Research and Development, Professor Manish Biyani sir, and our eminent speakers, Shalian and Tails ma'am, and all our eminent delegates, and our BICON Secretary, Dr. Neha Pandey ma'am, our Research Head, Biyani Solution, Professor Madhu Biyani ma'am, and our conveners, Dr. Priyanka Dadupandi ma'am, and Satish Gupta sir, to please come up on the stage to start the award ceremony of BICON 2017.
Please give them a huge round of applause.
आप देख रहे हैं बियानी टीवी, बात में दम है।
So before announcing the name, who is winner, I personally feel the most difficult task is to listen. So in my opinion, you all are winner. Listening is very difficult. Really, from top bottom of my heart, I would like to say to speak is not so difficult, but to listen, it is very difficult, because we have certain reason why we are here. but you are listener that you are a futuristic, we are working in a present, even you are in future and you are listening, it's very good. So बहुत मज़ा आएगा, हम 15 मिनट को इतनी एनर्जी क्रिएट करेंगे, आप लोग देखेंगे कि आप लोगों को यहाँ से अभी जितनी भी एनर्जी उसको हम 10 टाइम ज़्यादा करके भेजेंगे. लेकिन बिफोर दैट हम एक बार नाम लेंगे, उसके बाद हम बताएंगे स्ट्रेस का मुझे जो सबसे आसान तरीका लगता है. स्ट्रेस कैसे ख़त्म हो, टेंशन कैसे ख़त्म हो, नाचो भाई, गाओ, मस्ती करो, ख़त्म. हम लोग आजकल गाते नहीं, नाचते नहीं, हंसते नहीं, और इस वजह से स्ट्रेस बना रहता है. एनी हाउ, अभी मैं सबसे पहले बहुत ही कृतज्ञता व्यक्त करता हूँ प्रोफेसर गिरीश सर का कि उन्होंने आज दिल से जो बोला. आपको मज़ा आया? तो ताली बजाओ ना एक बार सर के लिए. थैंक यू. उसके बाद में फिर वापस प्रोफेसर गिरीश सर आइए, सर स्टेज पे आइए. सर बच्चों को अच्छा लगेगा आप. अच्छा अभी हम कह रहे हैं ना, अभी आपका गायब हो जाएगा. सही, हम बोल रहे हैं 15 मिनट बाद सब लोग इतने एंजॉय, दिवाली ऐसा लगेगा अभी दिवाली आ गई. दिवाली आती है जब नाचते हैं गाते हैं, जब आइए ट्राई करिए ना सर, पता नहीं क्या आप शायद मैं सही कह रहा हूँ. सो oral presentation, second runner up, that is third prize goes to Miss Mew from Japan. Yes. It's the third prize. Second runner up. I request our chairman sir, our chairperson of the program, Manish Biyani ji and Girish sir, please give the second runner-up prize to Miss Mew. So thank you. And second runner-up is prize goes to Miss Radhika Biyani. First prize goes to Mr. Sudo. Congratulations. Great. Before the prize, Mani sir, before the prize, your body language is so good. So we need some dance. So please give some high beat music. Yeah, yes. Oh, my dance.
हाय नी हाय नखरा तेरा नी, हाई रेटेड गब्बरू नु मारे. हाय नी मुंडे पागल हो गए ने, तेरे गिन गिन लक दे हुलारे. हाय नी हाय नखरा तेरा नी, हाई रेटेड गब्बरू नु मारे. हाय नी मुंडे पागल हो गए ने, तेरे गिन गिन लक दे हुलारे. तेरी टेढ़ी टेढ़ी तकनी कमाल कर गई, अखा ना तू सवाल कर गई. कमाल कर गई, अखा ना तू सवाल कर गई. अखा ना तू सवाल कर गई. दे किन्ने मरदे ने ते किन्ने पहला तुम.
I think you should try in our Bollywood. You are a very good dancer. there is two extreme. One is stress and happiness. So it's ups and down. Now he's trying to balancing it. Very good. Very good. Okay. So it's a good time. Now this is a time of poster presentation. So second prize runner-up team is Revati Nair, Harsha Tiwari, Mukta Sisodia and Kusum Yadav. Please come on the stage. Again Revati Nair, Harsha Tiwari, Mukta Sisodia and Kusum Yadav. And finally, first prize, that is winner team for the poster presentation, Divya Soni, Komal Sharma, Radhika Biyani and Mukta Kulshrestha. Mukta Kulshrestha, Radhika Biyani, Komal Sharma, Divya Soni, please come on the stage. ग्रेट, लेकिन मैं चाहता हूँ कि ये जो विनर टीम है ये कुछ प्लीज़ एक बार सामने आए। हम चाहेंगे कि आज चूँकि सेमिनार का लास्ट डे है, 3 डेज सेमिनार थी और सब बच्चे जो दूसरी कॉलेज से आए वो भी देख रहे हैं कि भाई यहाँ हैप्पीनेस डांस किया जा सकता है क्या, तो मैं चाहता हूँ वो डेमोस्ट्रेट करें बियानी गर्ल्स कॉलेज से। सो वो स्टार्ट करेंगे, बाकी सब तैयार हो जाएंगे क्योंकि माइंड सेट है, एक बार जब हम देखते हैं तब हमें फील होता है और तब हम कुछ करने लगते हैं। प्लीज़ साउंड दीजिए और हम देखते हैं ये हमारी जो टीम है और पदर कॉलेज से भी जो बच्चा है वो भी उसमें पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं। साउंड दे रहे हैं, राधिका प्लीज लाइक ये प्राइज।
Now whatever you at, babe, you can make the whole room stare. But you know that my favorite is when you're rocking that this is way. Oh, tenu sude kareda.
एक बार आ सकते हैं, हम चाहते हैं जाने से पहले हैप्पी हैप्पी जाएं आप। ओके, बिफोर दैट हम एक बार ग्रुप फोटोग्राफ के लिए चाहेंगे, सभी ग्रुप फोटोग्राफ। आप लोग तैयार रहें, हम 5 मिनट आपको बस कॉल कर रहे हैं, एक बार हम ग्रुप फोटोग्राफ लेते हैं पहले।
आप देख रहे हैं बियानी टीवी, बात में दम है। आप देख रहे हैं बियानी टीवी, बात में दम है। आप देख रहे हैं बियानी टीवी, बात में दम है।
And this is a time to say
आप देख रहे हैं
to teachers
बियानी
who are
टीवी,
putting very
बात
hard work
में दम
to
है।
organize